Sigma empaths' enhanced sensitivity and intuitive awareness enable them to recognize narcissism in a variety of people and circumstances. They frequently negotiate what seems to be a world full with selfish tendencies. However, how are they able to do this? Here are some explanations for why narcissism is particularly evident to Sigma empaths. 10. Due to their innate propensity to alter and cure others. Because of their capacity to identify and feel the suffering and vulnerability of others, Sigma empaths are prone to drawing narcissistic people who are looking for approval or power. The empathic mirror of Sigma empaths intensifies the manifestation of narcissistic tendencies, making them more apparent and problematic. They are able to detect the deceitful strategies employed to take advantage of their empathy, and swiftly identify the inconsistency and inauthenticity that narcissists exhibit. Likewise, interactions with egotistical people are a common part of the previous experiences and personal development routes of Sigma empaths. Their change and recovery are accelerated by these meetings, which makes them more sensitive to narcissism. Sigma empaths learn to recognize the telltale indications and patterns of narcissistic behavior as part of their recovery process, which equips them to defend others and themselves from harm. 9. Because they have an awareness of societal dynamics and the collective consciousness. Because they are so sensitive to social dynamics and the collective awareness, Sigma empaths frequently see narcissism everywhere. They are acutely sensitive to dominant cultural norms and values because they are well aware of larger society patterns and trends. This enables individuals to identify the ways in which narcissism appears in many facets of society by scrutinizing cultural frameworks, media portrayals, and political processes. Narcissistic traits that pervade various fields can be recognized by Sigma empaths. They have a profound understanding of how narcissistic conduct affects power dynamics, interpersonal relationships, and personal well-being. Additionally, Sigma empaths can gain insights into the collective energy and prevailing opinions through their capacity to connect into the collective awareness. They are aware of the increasing incidence of narcissism and its detrimental effects on social cohesiveness, empathy, and interpersonal relationships. 8. They are sensitive to energy vibrations and little hints. Because of their increased sensitivity, Sigma empaths are able to discern the true intents and motivations behind people's words and deeds. They are able to recognize the subliminal signs of narcissism, such as grandiosity, entitlement, and lack of empathy. These indicators might include exaggerated egos, deceptive speech, or a disdain for the needs and feelings of others. Narcissists' energy vibes are also detectable by Sigma empaths. These energy patterns might be associated with manipulation, emotional vampire tendencies, and a self-centered mindset. Sigma empaths are sensitive to the energy realm and are able to sense the discord and dissonance caused by narcissistic people. 7. Since they absorb the feelings and vitality of people around them. The feelings and energy released by narcissistic people are inadvertently reflected and absorbed by Sigma empaths when they come into contact with them. Sigma empaths are able to perceive and comprehend the projected narcissistic tendencies thoroughly because of these enhanced experiences. They are able to sense narcissism's lack of empathy, manipulation, and self-centeredness. Additionally, Sigma empaths' empathic talents are enhanced by the empathic mirror, which makes them more perceptive to the emotional and energy alterations brought on by narcissistic people. They are able to identify the emotional instability, manipulation, and unbalance that frequently accompanies interactions with narcissism. Through mirroring narcissistic behavior's emotional and psychological effects on both oneself and others may be directly experienced by Sigma empaths. Their understanding of narcissism is strengthened by this personal experience, which also helps them identify it in a variety of people and circumstances. 6. Since they can tell when someone is portraying a false picture rapidly. It is well known that narcissists are adept at developing a false persona to conceal their actual motivations and feelings. But Sigma empaths can see through these masks with their genuine radar, identifying the discrepancy between the projected image and the real person. The superficial charm and deceptive strategies of narcissistic people contrast with the Sigma empaths' enhanced sensitivity to real relationships and dedication to sincerity. Because of this difference, Sigma empaths find it simpler to see narcissism and misleading impressions that others might miss. Sigma empaths perceive narcissism everywhere because of their keen capacity to detect when someone is portraying a false picture. They can identify incongruence and inauthenticity more easily thanks to their authentic radar, which also makes it simpler to identify narcissistic tendencies in people and circumstances. 5. Since they're quite good at making connections. Sigma empaths are skilled at identifying the subtle clues and recurrent behavioral patterns that point to narcissistic tendencies. Even while these episodes of self-centeredness, manipulation, and lack of empathy may appear isolated to others, they are able to make the connections between different occurrences of these traits. Their capacity for perspective allows them to comprehend the intentions, underlying dynamics, and behaviors of narcissists. They are able to detect patterns and similarities between various narcissistic people as well as the ways in which narcissism presents itself in various social, professional, and romantic circumstances. 4. Due to their keen awareness of unique energy patterns. People give forth subtle energy vibrations that Sigma empaths are acutely aware of. They are able to detect the changes in energy brought on by narcissistic conduct, which frequently has a distinctive profile that includes emotional manipulation, entitlement, and emotional vampirism. The energy that narcissists often radiate is a reflection of their self-interest and tendency toward manipulation. This energy might come across as exhausting, unbalanced, and devoid of true empathy. Because of their heightened energy sensitivity, Sigma empaths are able to detect these unique energetic patterns, which facilitates their ability to recognize narcissism in both people and circumstances. Sigma empaths are able to detect the discord and dissonance that result from narcissistic conduct because of their capacity to sense these energy dynamics. When someone's energy is not in line with true empathy or relationships, they are able to sense it on the energetic field and identify it. 3. As a result of their innate yearning for unity and real connections. Genuine interactions built on empathy, compassion, and respect for one another are what Sigma empaths inherently seek out. They seek for real connections based on emotional reciprocity and trust, and they cherish harmony. Nevertheless, narcissists display actions that are diametrically opposed to these principles. Sigma empaths see a sharp contrast between their own principles and the narcissist's manipulation, self-centeredness, and lack of true empathy when they interact with narcissistic people. To Sigma empaths, who are committed to creating harmonious and real interactions, this disparity becomes quite apparent and troubling. They are particularly susceptible to the destructive and disruptive aspects of narcissism because of their innate need for harmony. The harmony and sincerity they aspire to in relationships are threatened by narcissistic conduct, which they can see immediately. Examples of this behavior include manipulation, gaslighting, and exploitation. 2. Because they sense emotional turbulence. Relationships with narcissists are notorious for experiencing emotional upheaval and instability. They cause uncertainty, drama, and emotional turmoil by controlling and taking advantage of other people. Because they are sensitive to emotional changes, Sigma empaths are able to detect and experience this turbulence with great clarity. When Sigma empaths come with narcissistic people, they become aware of the emotional roller coaster that the narcissist's actions produce. They sense the incessant vacillation between deflation and grandiosity, the manipulation of their emotions, and the absence of true empathy. Their capacity to detect emotional instability turns into a warning sign of narcissistic conduct. Those who are Sigma empaths are more likely to spot narcissism than others because they are able to detect the small changes in emotional instability and disarray that often accompany interactions with narcissists. 1. Because they have a strong sense of self-preservation and limits. Through their experiences, Sigma empaths have seen how crucial it is to establish boundaries in order to shield oneself from narcissistic people's manipulative actions. They now have a sharp understanding of the strategies used by narcissists, including emotional manipulation, gaslighting, and manipulation. Consequently, Sigma empaths have developed an acute awareness of the telltale indications and symptoms of narcissistic conduct. They are able to spot when someone is trying to push their limits, control their feelings, or take advantage of their empathy for personal benefit very fast. Their strong sense of self-preservation serves as a barrier to prevent manipulation by narcissistic individuals. Because Sigma empaths are skilled at identifying the traits and patterns of narcissism, they can identify narcissistic tendencies in a wide range of people and circumstances. Does this defensive approach help you see narcissism more readily as a Sigma INFJ? When others might not be able to recognize narcissism, Sigma empaths are quite adept at it. They have the ability to identify narcissistic behaviors, defend themselves, and foster healthier relationships because of their intuitive sensitivity and genuine radar. How else, fellow Sigma empaths, can you recognize narcissism? Are you certain that the information in your narcissism reader is accurate?